What's up, fam? And welcome to another episode of the Wanderlust Wealth Show. Y'all, create a life you don't have to vacation from. Now, this came up because one of my best friends, Brooke, so she's literally my ride or die best friend in the whole entire world. We're on the phone chatting. This was like a week or two after I'd gotten back from Argentina. And we're just on the phone chit-chatting, all of this stuff. And she's the best. She is a pediatric neurologist. Literally, her life is insane. Like, when I tell you insane, the things that they do and deal with, all of y'all, med students, doctors, everything, I salute you. I've seen the pain. I could not do it. You guys are stronger than I am. Trust me. But you know, a lot of the time, the life that you're going back to, like your everyday life, is pretty tough, right? It's pretty rough. And I remember for me, even in my engineering job, like the life that I was going back to was mine. I wouldn't even say it was rough. There were parts of it that were rough for sure. And like going out onto the oil and gas platforms and some of the stress that came along with it, because it's like everything that I did could potentially kill someone, right? And like my whole job was making sure that I didn't kill someone and the platform didn't kill someone, right? So a little bit stressful. Same as a doctor, right? There's so much burden and so much that you're carrying throughout your everyday experience, right? And so we were chit-chatting, and she'd gotten back from the trip about a week before I had, and was talking about like the vacation blues. And she asked me how I was doing, like, oh, was I feeling depressed after the trip? And I honestly said, no. I feel pretty good. I was kind of ready to come back. I was ready to get into work and stuff like that, because I realized I've created a life that I don't really need to vacation from that much. And don't get me wrong, I still travel all the time. And part of that is kind of a part of the work that I do. But the beautiful thing is, like, I don't really get the vacation blues anymore. And I haven't really felt the vacation blues in a while. Like, honestly, the last time that I very much remember having that feeling of dread, like coming back from a trip, was when I was working my corporate job. And it was the exact trip that made me decide that I needed to quit my job. So I remember this so vividly. I'd been working so freaking hard, and I really wanted to just be completely off during this trip. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I remember I used to carry both a work phone and my personal phone. So I always had two phones on me all throughout when I was working as an engineer. And I was determined to just not do anything. And I remember this was like, and actually, I ended up doing some work during that because they called me. I used to be a part of the emergency response plan system on the offshore oil and gas platforms. So they called me because there was an emergency happening, which it's okay. It's fine. But I remember so vividly, I was sitting on a boat in Lake Como. I'd rented a boat just for myself, and I was staying in this beautiful little Airbnb. It was adorable, overlooking the lake and the mountains and everything. And I got on this boat, and I'm just sitting there looking all around me at this beautiful scenery, truly stunning. One of my favorite places in the entire world. I think I'm going to go back next year. And just thinking, what the actual F am I doing with my life? Like, why isn't this a part of my life so much more than this life that literally gives me depression, and I'm having to take Lexapro and anti-anxiety medication and antidepressants in order to survive? Like, why am I here? What am I doing? And I remember so vividly, I had that click and that switch in my brain. Like, I don't have to live a life that I need to vacation from, that I have to get away from, that I need space from, right? Like, I want to be living a life that gives me fuel, that gives me energy, that makes me want to sit down at my desk for a little bit and get things done, you know?
Okay, y'all, do I have something exciting for you? Now, I just came out with a brand new free training on exactly how you, yes, you can get started investing in real estate within the next 3 months. Because if you're someone who wants more freedom in your life, the ability to travel the world and do the things that you actually want to do in life, you're going to want to listen up. Trust me. Now, this training is freaking awesome. I literally go in and spill the tea on the number one strategy that is working right now, like literally today in today's market. And I go over how to look at deals and make sure that they actually cash flow, and how to set your properties up so that you can run them from anywhere in the world. Like, I literally have managed my properties from over 6 different time zones. So if you are stuck in analysis paralysis, you don't know where to start when it comes to real estate investing, but you know that it's something that you want to do in the future, this training is going to be for you. So to check it out, click the link in the show notes or DM me the word hack, like HACK on Instagram, and I will send you the link. Now let's dive back into the show.
And it's crazy because I remember there was such a distinct moment where I was having like vacation blues, and it kind of gave me that drive to want to quit my corporate job, was a year before that. I think it was either a year or two before that, where I was in Mexico. And this is when I just discovered real estate investing. I had just actually gotten my real estate license and I was working on paying off my credit card debt. But I was in Mexico because it was my best friend Brooke wedding in Mexico. But I decided that I was going to come a week beforehand and work from there, because at the time, this was during COVID, I was still able to work remotely, which was really awesome. I was like, I'm going to take advantage of this and go spend an extra week in Tulum in Mexico. And I remember all throughout that trip, I was working so hard. I remember my friend Jordan, she actually joined me a week before the wedding as well. Well, I was there 2 weeks beforehand. She joined me at the week mark. And I had to extend a few days of working because there's just so much going on. And I remember just being so frustrated and ready to get out of there. But I remember so distinctly too, in that moment when I was working and I was at least in a beautiful place, I just needed more of that. I needed more control over my time, over my location, over where I got to be. And I was not getting that in my corporate job. And so I made this decision, right, to change my reality, to change my life. And here's the thing, I promise you have the ability to change that for yourself. Right now, you're probably making excuses as to why you can't. And that is totally okay. I know I'm calling you out here. And that is totally okay. I was in the same place, right? I was like, well, I can't leave my job. I can't go do this. I can't go buy another property. I can't go do all of these can'ts, and I shouldn't do this. No, you have the ability to create the exact life that you want. You just have to get so clear about what you actually want, right? Like, what do you actually want to do? Because you don't have to be feeling the vacation blues. You don't have to be living for the weekend and living for vacation. You can create the exact life that you want for yourself. There is absolutely nothing stopping you. You have the power within yourself to create your dream. And so it's so interesting for me because when people talk about the vacation blues and things nowadays, I'm like, man, I'm just so thankful that I took the leap. And I know other people who are also so thankful that they took the leap, because now when I come back from a vacation, right, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to get things set up. I'm excited to work hard because the mission behind what I'm working towards is so much bigger than me. And I'm so in love with the idea of it and in love with the mission behind all of the work that I do. And that's not to say if you do get the vacation blues, you don't love your job. I know my best friend Brooke, she's literally a pediatric neurologist saving children's lives on a daily. I'm certain she believes in the mission so much. But I know for her right now, she's going through this phase of thinking of what kind of lifestyle do I actually want to live for the rest of my life? She's in fellowship. So she's still not a full-time doctor. Well, they are though. The whole system is ridiculous in my opinion. But right now she's trying to figure out what does that balance look like for her, so she can go and take vacation and not come back with the vacation blues, right? And not come back just feeling like those were the best days of her life, right? So I want to challenge you to really take a step back, sit down, write out exactly what kind of life you want to live. How do you want to feel? I'm telling you, get a pen and paper. Don't even write this on your computer. Get a pen and paper, write this in your journal, write this down, put it up. But what is the life that you want to live? I want you to describe it. I want you to describe the feelings, the emotions of this future life that's actually not so far away from you. It's a lot closer than you think. How you want to live it, what you want your vacations to feel like, what you want your work to feel like, what you want your everyday to feel like. Okay? Because when you love the life that you're living, you don't get the vacation blues. As fun as all of my trips are, I love them so much. I also love coming home, right? And you can have that too. So this is just a reminder that your dream life is literally at your fingertips. You just got to commit. You just got to actually believe so viscerally in yourself that you can do this, because I know you can, okay? You got this. I'm rooting for you. That is all for today. Don't forget to leave me a review, y'all. Reviews are so freaking big, especially in the podcasting world. We are dependent on our reviews in order to get our podcast out. It's not like social media, Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, where there's this whole algorithm. It's literally a word of mouth thing. So if you can leave a review, I would appreciate it so much. Send me a screenshot of it on Instagram and I'll even send you a gift. Okay. So leave me a review. 5 stars, please. If it's less than 5 stars, maybe don't leave a review, but just kidding. Leave whatever review. I appreciate it. I love the feedback. Okay. See ya, fam.
Thank you so much for listening to Wanderlust Wealth Show. Now, don't forget to follow the podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you love this episode, it would literally mean the world to me if you shared this with a friend or a family member, or literally like anyone off of the street. Like right now, go ahead, share it so you don't forget, or post it on social media and make sure to tag me. I love seeing what you're listening in on and what you resonated with, and I'm just so freaking thankful for you. I'm so freaking excited for you. I love you, and don't forget, life really doesn't have to be hard.